Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be exploring a very important chapter in ancient Indian history, the story of Indo-Aryans. These were the people who spoke an early form of Sanskrit, one of the oldest languages in the world, and whose arrival in India around the 2nd millennium BC marked the beginning of the Vedic age. The Indo-Aryans are not just a historical group, they are central to understanding how India's early religion, society, and culture took shape. Linguistically, they belong to the Indo-European family, which connect them with people who speak Greek, Latin, Persian, and other ancient languages. Their movement into the subcontinent led to a fusion of tradition that laid the foundation of what we know today as Indian civilization. The Indo-Aryans are believed to have entered northwestern India after the decline of Indus Valley civilization around 1500 BCE. They were primarily pastoral nomads moving across the northwestern plains with their cattle, horses, and chariots. Their wealth was measured in livestock, and much of their early life revolved around the cattle herding, warfare, and rituals to please their gods. The Rig Veda, the oldest Vedic text, gives us a vivid description of their society, tribes led by chiefs called Rajan, priests performing fire sacrifices, yagnas, and warriors who fought for glory and cattle. As time passed, the Indo-Aryans began to settle down, first in the region of Punjab and Haryana, and later expanding eastward into the fertile plains of Ganga-Yamuna region. This shift from a nomadic to agricultural lifestyle brought major changes. They built villages, began farming with the help of iron tools, and started forming stable communities. This gradual settlements marks the transformation from the early Vedic to the later Vedic period, a stage where society became more organized and stratified. One of the Indo-Aryans' greatest legacies is their language and religion. The Sanskrit language they spoke became the medium of composing the Vedas, some of the world's oldest sacred texts. These hymns and chants reveal their worldview, rooted in nature, cosmic order, and ritual worship. Gods like Indra, the god of thunder, Agni, the fire god, and the Varuna, the guardian of moral order, was central to their faith. The rituals were performed to maintain harmony between humans, nature, and the divine. As Indo-Aryan society evolved, it became more complex. By the later Vedic age, their settlements had grown larger, agriculture had expanded, and new forms of governance were taking shape. Society became more hierarchical, and the Varna system began to emerge. The community was divided into four major social classes: the Brahmins, priests, the Kshatriyas, warriors, the Vaishyas, traders and farmers, and the Shudras, servants. This system reflected both occupation and social status, shaping India's society for millennia to come. The influence of the Indo-Aryans on Indian civilization cannot be overstated. Their cultural and religious ideas has become the foundation of Hindu philosophy, ritual practices, and social organization. The Vedic hymns evolved into more philosophical reflection found in the Upanishads, which explored ideas about the soul, Atma, the universe, Brahman, and the cycle of rebirth. Their use of Sanskrit as a sacred language influenced not only religion but also literature, science, and politics in later centuries. Economically, as they expanded into the Gangetic plains, agriculture flourished, iron tools improved productivity, and trade networks began to grow. Politically, small tribal units evolved into larger kingdoms known as Mahajanpadas by around 600 BCE. This was a period of transition from the Vedic age to the age of states, philosophy, and early republics. The blending of Indo-Aryan tradition with local culture gave rise to a rich and diverse civilization that continues to shape Indian identity today. The study of the Indo-Aryans continues to spark debates among historians and archaeologists. One of the biggest discussions revolved around whether the Indo-Aryans migrated into India from outside regions like Central Asia or whether their culture developed indigenously within India. While many scholars support the idea of migration based on linguistic and archaeological evidence, others argue for cultural continuity from the Harappan period. Despite these debates, there are no doubt that Indo-Aryans phase marks a major turning point in the subcontinent's history. Understanding the Indo-Aryans is essential because it helps us trace the origins of Indian society, religion, and language. The Vedic tradition they established evolved into later Hinduism, while the Sanskrit language gave birth to many India's classical languages. Their transition from nomadic herders to settled agriculturists mirrors humanity's broader journey towards civilization. So, to sum up, the Indo-Aryans were not just migrants or conquerors, they were creators of a new cultural world. Through their rituals, philosophy, and social structures, they laid the groundwork for thousands of years of Indian civilization. If you enjoyed this exploration, Please like, share and subscribe for more videos on ancient Indian history. Tell us in the comments which aspect of the Indo-Aryan story do you find the most fascinating, their migration, their rituals, or their lasting influence on Indian culture. See you in the next video.